Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. I'm experimenting with a new microphone, and I also have a new light, so I'm not sure how it's going to look. So please do leave me feedback on that. Let me know how the sound is for you and how the lighting is, and I'm going to try to make adjustments as I go. My background isn't here because I sent that over to my parents' house, and I can't move right now. I'm kind of in a holding pattern until I find a job because of unemployment, and it's a big old mess. It's been a big mess for the absolute longest time. So I'll talk more about that, and I'm fingers crossed going to film a sample Saturday this week. I have a couple weeks of samples to show you, so hopefully I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek about that. But I'm already a minute into this. So today, this video is already going up late. I apologize for that. Let me know if you like the time when I normally put up my videos too. I can adjust that as well. I just have been having them go up in the morning because I feel like people might be watching. I don't know. So let me know about the time if you think it's a good time or not as well. Today is going to be Too Faced holiday palettes. This is going to be video 1 of 2. I bought all of the holiday palettes from Too Faced, or was given them, except for the mini gingerbread. I did not end up buying that one because it's supposed to be the same exact shades that were in the previous gingerbread palettes. And the collector in me really wants that little palette still, but I know I don't need it. So if it goes on sale, or if I see it like for a really great price, I probably will pick it up just so that I have all of the minis. I don't know about the new 4 that are coming out, but I do have 5 of them. Let me show you them really fast. So the first 2 are these were different sets. This is, oh shoot, I don't have the names of them. I'll put them on the screen so that I can remember. So I have these. I'm also going to be reviewing the blush and highlight duos that come with them as well. And then I'm going to have the mini Sugar Plum Fun palette. And I should, not this year, but in the new year, I'll probably do a little comparison, or maybe I'll put it on Instagram, of that one and the one that they did a couple years ago for HSN that was also Sugar Plum. And then I have the pumpkin spice palette and the salted caramel mini palette. Next week, I'm going to have the 2 big palettes, the one they did for HSN, the one that they did for Ulta, and then the set of the 3 palettes that are like a face and eyes palette. All right, let's start with the pumpkin spice palette. This is what it looks like. It is their tin packaging, and then inside you do get 18 colors, and there's kind of a wide variety. There's some shimmers, there's some what I'm going to call toppers, and then there's a whole bunch of mattes. I'm going to swatch them all on my arm, and then I will show you what they look like and kind of talk about my experiences with this palette. All right, so that is all of them. There is quite a few shades, as you can see. You've got some mattes. This is more of a satin kind of a shimmer. You got some more true shimmers. You got some really chunky ones all throughout there. I do love the names on here. They're just so fun. Whipped Cream, Want a Piece of Me, PSL and Chill, Love You a Latte. I love the punny titles. So that's what they look like. And I do like this palette. There's some really great shades in here. This yellow was a definite standout for me. That's pumpkin spice. And I liked this one too, which is You Spicy. Some of the mid-tones were really nice. I like the lighter mattes as well, like this one and this one. They were very nice and they blended really well. All of the mattes performed really well on this, which I expect from Too Faced. What didn't work as well, and I should stop and say, when I use a palette, I don't do anything special. I put on an eye primer and that's it. So put my makeup on, put my eye primer on, and then see how it performs like a normal person would probably be doing it for an everyday look for, life. I don't wet my brush. I sometimes apply with my fingers if I need to, depending on, I try with a brush first. Some of these do not pick up with a brush at all. Some of them don't lay down with a brush at all. But I didn't do anything special or extra trying to make them look better than what I would do in normal life. That being said, some of these did not want to work at all. These ones here that are the more chunky, really pretty ones, I had the hardest time making them work. They look really pretty swatched, but getting that to work on the eyes, like this one here and this one, they just did not want to go on. The regular shimmers performed pretty well. I don't think this is the best quality palette that Too Faced has ever done. Like, it's not as good as the gingerbreads from the past 2 years. It's not that same quality. There's some beautiful colors in here, and I didn't test every single shade on my eyes because I just didn't have time to use all of them. So most of what I didn't use, I didn't try this one, I didn't try this one, but I did get a wide variety. I used it multiple days, multiple looks, never duplicating anything but that little light shade for my brow bone. But I think this is an okay palette. If you could get it on sale, I think it would be a great value, but I don't think it's one that you need to run out and get full price, or that you're missing out on something if you don't have it. Let's talk about the other chin packaging really fast, and that's the salted caramel. And this one, I love the way that they lay these out. The two shades that you're probably going to use the most, they have a little bit different layout. They feel like they have a little bit more product, but they probably don't. That's probably just an optical illusion, but that's what the color story looks like. And I should say these are all scented. This one is a very light scent. It's not overpowering at all. So if you have any qualms about that, you should be fine. This one, I don't really get, I feel like I just got some on my nose. I don't really get a strong scent with this one either. I get some stronger scents with the more holiday themed ones, but let me swatch the salted caramel for you and then get back. Okay, so that is what they look like swatched. There's not nearly as many. There's only 8 shades in this one. As you can see, that light one is very, very light. It's very hard to see, but the biggest criticism I have about this is how similar shades are. These two shimmers are pretty similar in shade, as you can see, and these two are even pretty similar in shade as well. So I feel like this is not the most versatile palette there is. I think this is a great like fall everyday palette. Like, you could definitely get work looks out of this. You would have some nice looks, but I just don't feel like if you want a variety of looks or more than just a couple, I feel like I could do a dark with a gold, or a medium with a gold, a medium with a pink, a medium with the dark, or a pink with the dark. Like, that's about the only looks you can get out of this. They're going to be pretty similar in nature, but I do think this is a pretty palette. The quality of this is great. I don't like these mattes with the glitter. They never show up as a glitter in them. It's just, I feel it's gimmicky, but the mattes in here work really well. They blend out really nice. These shimmers, this is the quality of shimmer that I love from Too Faced. You put it on your brush, it applies beautifully, and it just looks great on the eye. And that's the type of eyeshadow formula that I'm used to from Too Faced, and this one definitely is that quality. So in that regard, I think it's a great palette, and it is one that I think if you like the color story, that I would recommend getting it. Our next palette is another mini. This is the Too Faced Sugar Plum Fun. This is going to be in an upcoming haul because I didn't get all my hauls done and I had things shipped all over the place. So expect some massive hauls after Christmas because that's just my life. And also my mom and I got in a little trouble at Ross with clearance. Like, if you want some good deals, go to Ross because they had a whole bunch of stuff on clearance. I got Ole Henriksen mask for like $7.50, Peter Thomas Roth, just a whole bunch of good things. A Korres cleanser for $2.50. They had amazing sales, and I have a whole bunch of perfumes that are coming up too. Anyway, back to this. This does come with a lip injection, which is like a plumping lip gloss. I'm not going to review that part of it. I'm just reviewing the actual palettes or the powder products, not the mascaras or lip products that come with them. So this is what it looks like. And you do, once again, get 8 shades. This is the cardboard packaging, so it's more of their holiday packaging than their metal or tin packages. I want to show you there is a little ballerina there, and I love the packaging on this. It is so sweet. All the little sugar plum fairies, different hair colors, different skin tones. I dance in so many nutcrackers over the years. You know, I was a rehearsal. I rehearsed the mice to perform on stage, and so I've been backstage at so many nutcrackers, and every time I would watch Sugar Plum, which was always like one of my 2 like heroes in the ballet world, I would look up to them and I would love to watch them dance Sugar Plum. And so Sugar Plum just has a special meaning to me. So I was really excited when I saw this, and then I went and looked at my other palette to make sure there wasn't an overlap. There is not. But let me swatch this, stop babbling, so that you can see how it performs. So that is what they look like swatched. This palette basically screams my name. It is such the color scheme that I really love. Those pink shimmers and the neutral tones. I mean, they're so beautiful. I really like this one, and I love the names. I'm going to read the names really fast because they're so cute. So you have dancing in their heads like sugar plums, Babes in Toyland, one of my favorite movies of all time, Tasty Treat, Nice Technique, which is a thing that's very important in the dance world, Tutu, Tool, because you can't have a tutu without Tool, Sugar Plum, and Meet Me at the Bar, which is the type of bar that I go to, not the drinking one, the one where you dance. So that's what it looks like, and I love this palette. I think they did a really great job on it. There's a nice mix of shades. You do have a couple darker shades, but you can get, you know, a couple different looks. You have some nice medium tones. There isn't really like a light brow bone highlight, at least for me. Like these are too dark to do that. But then the shimmers are different enough that you can get some really pretty eye looks. So you have like the pinky one, the more like a light brown, and then you have like this golden shade. It's really pretty. They did such a good job on this one. Forgive this swatch. I don't know what happened. It looks really wonky, but I swear it works a lot better. So that's what it looks like. I think they did such a good job on this one. So this is one that I definitely would recommend. I think this is a great little palette. I haven't tried the other products because, like I said, I'm not going to review those, but I'll talk about them in the haul eventually whenever that comes up. I totally forgot to introduce myself. Welcome, my name is Aiden. If this is your first time, I am so glad that you stopped by. I really hope you enjoy. If you have not already subscribed, if you wouldn't mind considering subscribing, it would mean so very much to me. And don't forget to leave me comments down below. Have you tried any of these palettes? What are your thoughts on the palettes? I'm always dying to know what people like, what they don't like, what they've tried and what they haven't. So please do leave a comment down below. So I talked about this in my Sephora sale haul. This is the Foxy Neutrals palette, and I was a total sucker for the packaging this year. I just really loved what they did with it. They're just so cute, and I just love this style. Like, I have a lot of things that are kind of that timeless kind of quality. This is what the palette looks like. You do get 12 shades in here. This does come with a mascara as well, which I'm not going to review because, like I said, just powder products. And then you do get the blush and highlight. I'm going to swatch these ones first so you can see how they perform. That highlight is really quite blinding. I put it on and I was like, whoa, I need to tone it down just a little bit. But this blush is like a beautiful natural type of a flush. I really like this. This is something that I'm going to be reaching for quite a bit, which is a problem because I'm trying to rotate things, but this is one that I just feel compelled to reach for quite regularly. So with this palette, you do get a 12 shades. They are mostly matte. There are 2 like shimmers, and then there's a chunky glitter. I'm going to wait on the chunky glitter and do it at the end. I'm going to do the glitters at the end so that I can wash them off of my hands instead of dealing with glitter everywhere. So do note that when I swatch this, I'm not going to swatch that one just because I'm trying to not create a giant mess. But yeah, let me swatch them. So that's what they look like all swatched. You do have a good mix of shades. I feel you got that light there. You got a couple really pretty shimmers. I love the 2 shimmers in here. They're colors that I will wear quite a bit. The black looks a little patchy when I swatched it, but I don't think most people use black as like a solid color, or they're trying to blend it up into your eye. I think it still would work good as a base or a liner. It would work fine for those things. The biggest problem I have with this palette is that it has that chunky glitter there. I don't like chunky glitters. They are not eye safe, so I never wear them. I don't want to have any damage to my eyes. I'm blessed with good eyesight and I don't need contacts or anything. Always wanted glasses as a kid, never needed them. Go figure, right? But I really like the mix of colors. This is a palette that I would wear quite a bit because there are those nice neutral browns, but there's also those pinks in there. Just make it really pretty. Yeah, like I said, this one is, I think, really nice. I wish it didn't have that chunky glitter. That would kind of set it over the top for me, but unfortunately it does have that chunky glitter, which is the big problem with the next palette, the last palette. This is the Unbearably Glam palette. And this guy, which, I mean, the packaging, and look at like the little, oh, so cute. Anyway, this one has 3 chunky glitters in it. It has one there, and one there. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't like those chunky glitters. It does have 3 shimmers in it though, so it has much fewer mattes than the other palettes. Let me swatch this and kind of give you my thoughts on it. And like I said, the chunky glitters are going to come at the end so that I don't have a big mess. All right, so that's what they all look like swatched. You got some really light ones down here. This shimmer is so light, it's more of a topper. You couldn't really get a great look with it. The pink swatches way better than it performed on the eyes. It just kind of blended away into nothing as I was trying to lay it down. I was very disappointed in that because it's supposed to be like a shimmer. It didn't really perform very well. The blue is kind of chunky. I don't know if you can tell, but there are some flakes there like that get blown away. This performed really well. This is the only shade I hadn't tried, and yeah, that worked really, really well. So there's some pretty shades in here. I just don't feel like this performed that well. I was disappointed because like the shades I really wanted it for was like this shimmer, and they just didn't look great on the eyes. They didn't wow me. They didn't pop very much. So I was disappointed in this one. I just feel like it didn't perform up to the standards that I have for Too Faced, no matter what type of a palette I have, because I have a lot of Too Faced. And this one just wasn't quite as nice. I love the colors though. Like the colors are so beautiful. You got some of those beautiful mid-toned and, you know, a couple of the darker ones. It also has the 3 glitters, which I'm not super excited about. And then this one also did come with a blush and highlight duo. And that's what they look like, the Unbearably Glam. I love the names of them. And that's what they look like swatched. The blush is a little cool tone for me. I usually like a slightly warmer toned blush. It still looked all right, but it was a little bit, popped a little bit more than I normally have for a blush. I prefer a slightly more natural looking blush, but this highlighter is gorgeous. It's like the perfect tone for my skin. I really, really liked the highlighter portion of this. Trying not to like have it blind you because of my lights. So let me swatch all of those glitters for you. So I want you to see how they pick up on the fingers. This one didn't pick up quite as well. That's that Ice Queen right up here from the Unbearably Glam, but you can see they're gorgeous. And they swatch really well. Well, some of them swatch better than others. I feel like the gold swatches the best. It was the easiest. These kind of stuck to my fingers a little bit more. It has like this weird slip to it. You're not supposed to have a glitter glue with these, if I remember right. But I don't like glitters. They just cause, eye problems and stuff. And they're more unpredictable than regular shadows. Like, they're harder to get placed and to make them stay where they're supposed to be. The gold, when I tried it, went everywhere. I did try it that one day. So I really don't like glitters, but that's what they look like, in case you were wondering what they look like swatched. Okay, final ranking. Taking these 5 into consideration, not the other 5 that I will be talking about next week. Maybe I'll compare them all at the end of next week's video. Maybe. Let me know if that's something you want to see, because it's going to be another one of those probably later in the day, because I'm trying to try them all before I talk about them. So my number 1 pick, the one that I most recommend, is the Sugar Plum Fun. I just really love this one. The color story is right up my alley. This might not be the color scheme that you love, but I think this is a great one. I think you have a lot of versatility in the colors that they picked, and it's still a nice neutral type of palette. I feel like these are all pretty neutral, like with pops of color, but that's my number 1 pick. My second pick is the Foxy Neutrals. I really do like this one. I like the shade range. I feel like these perform well. All of them that I tried, this performs better than the Unbearably Glam. That is for sure. And then don't forget that it does come with that gorgeous highlighter and blush. So that would be my number 2 pick. In third place, I would have it's upside down, Salted Caramel palette. I do think the quality of this is absolutely fantastic. I just feel like there's not a lot of versatility. You're only going to get basically 2 looks, but a version of 2 different looks. Nothing really outstanding or different about this one, just a solid, good palette. If you want something for every day or you're looking for a gift, I think this would be a nice one as well. I'm not saying that I regret buying it, but it's not my favorite. I still think it's a good one, as I do think this one is too. This is in 4th place. This is the Pumpkin Spice palette. And like I said, I do like this one. I just feel like some of the glitters don't perform as well as I am accustomed to with Too Faced, but I love the color scheme. This was hard for me. I went with the salted caramel over the pumpkin spice just because I feel like it performs a little bit better than this one, but this one has a lot more versatility. I just love the colors. I love those greens. I love the yellows. I've been obsessed with mustard yellow for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I hated the carpet that we had growing up because it was those 70s olive green and burnt orange and mustard yellow. I hated those colors. But now I'm obsessed with just that really saturated solid color of yellow. So this would be in 4th place. I do really like it. I'm excited to play with it more after I finish reviewing the other ones. And then in 5th place is going to be the Unbearably Glam palette, just because I don't feel like the shimmers performed up to par with the quality of Too Faced. It has those 3 chunky glitters, which are really not eye safe, and I wish people would quit putting them in palettes because, yeah, they're fun, but they also can be dangerous. And you can put them on right, but they could fall. If you get any fallout at all, it could scratch your retina. If you ask Georgia Harris, she had a whole thing about it. So, yeah, I do really like this, though. I still think it's a nice palette, and I don't regret buying it by any means, but it's not one that I would recommend running out and getting. If it goes on clearance, I would say go for it. If this goes, half price, you have the extra 20% off that's coming up at Sephora off of sale, and it's on sale, then it's a good deal. But I wouldn't recommend buying it for full price or even just the 20% off. It needs to be a steeper discount than that. I hope you are all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Leave those comments down below. I love reading and hearing your thoughts on them. Did you get any palettes? What were your thoughts? Are there any palettes that you want to see reviewed? I will try to do that. I mean, I'm unemployed right now, so a lot of these were like a little bit of money that was saved away, and then gifts as well. So let me know what your thoughts are. I hope you're all having, I already said that. I'm going to shut up now and leave. So I'm going to edit this and get this up in probably an hour or so. So talk to you guys later. Bye.